Hello, everybody. Welcome to CripChat, your weekly podcast for everything disability. Today, welcome back for the first show of this new year. Happy New Year, everybody. Today, I have with me Ibby, Jonathan, Shar, David Cunningham, our producer, myself, David D, and a special guest, Lara Nahkle. Today, we're going to
Hi,
be talking
everyone.
about people with disability and
Individual art, performing arts.
yeah,
Thank you,
performing
David.
arts. Performing
Thank you
arts.
very much for that, David. Welcome, Lara. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. It's great to be here.
Also, thank you for being on the show. So, Lara, Happy New Year to you and your family. Can you
Thank
tell
you.
the audience a bit about yourself and what got you passionate about music and the performing arts industry?
Okay, so I'm 25 years old. I live in Sydney, Australia, and I've always been passionate about music from a young age. I guess my parents discovered when I was about 2 years old that I like playing the piano. My dad bought a toy piano from a garage sale, and I started playing that, and they discovered that I could play songs, and so they decided to put me in piano lessons when I was about 7. And then my piano teacher said as a joke that maybe I should start singing lessons, because during the piano lessons I would sometimes sing along to the songs that he was playing. And so he said it as a joke, but my mum took it seriously, and I started having singing lessons when I was 8.5. And my singing teacher decided to put me into a lot of competitions, and she had a yearly concert for her music school. So that was a great way of boosting my confidence for performing on stage. And I guess, that's where my passion for music came from, really. I also do other things apart from music. Like, I'm a uni student at the moment. I'm currently doing my Masters of Creative Music Therapy, and I'm a product zone specialist at the Apple Store in Castle Towers. So yeah.
Oh, nice. Nice, that's awesome work, Lara. Such
Thank
an
you.
incredible young artist you are.
Thanks.
Um, so, Lara, what were the sorts of challenges and obstacles that you faced in your development journey as a vocalist with vision impairment?
Okay, so, well, I was born completely blind, so having a disability has never really been a challenge for me as such. It's never been an issue. Like, obviously, there were obstacles throughout my life that I've had to deal with. But yeah, I guess a lot of the challenges that I've faced haven't really been to do with music in particular. Like, mainly they were to do with making sure that documents are accessible at school and at uni, and making sure that everyone at work knew how to support me and accommodate for my needs and everything. But I guess with learning music, I went to a lot of singing and piano lessons, and for example, when I was learning how to play piano, I did AMEB grades for a while. It was a few years when I was still at school. So sometimes it was a bit difficult to, make sure I had enough time to practice, as well as keep up with my schoolwork and everything. But like another challenge was because a lot of the pieces were classical, and like I'm not really good at actually reading Braille music. I did learn it, but like it's not really my strong point because it's very complicated. So what my piano teacher used to do was actually record each part in segments and like record the right hand separately and left hand so that I was able to then go home and slow down the recordings and like actually learn it that way. So it wasn't easy, that's for sure. And there were times when I wanted to give up, but I just kept going and I persevered. And yeah, like it's gotten me to where I am now, I guess.
Lara,
That's awesome.
Lara, this is David. David D. I was just
Yeah.
wondering, being a person with a disability and being a musician, do people usually come straight to you or they ask, like your parents?
Okay, so that's
Because
an interesting question. Like so I guess when I'm at gigs sometimes like before I've performed, like before I've gotten on stage to perform, and like because I'm always with my parents or like at least my mum and one of my support workers if my dad can't attend for whatever reason, people sometimes like ask my mum, oh, is she okay or does she need help, like things like that. But you know, like as you would probably know,
yeah,
it's a lot more professional and proper and ideal, I guess, to talk to the person like who has a disability rather than to their carer or
yes,
parent.
that's because I've got a disability and I know how it is. And a lot of
Yeah,
people, they ask, what do they eat? Like, ask me, don't ask them. Like,
exactly. Like, you know, I mean, I'm a person just like everyone else, and just because I've got a disability doesn't mean that I can't speak for myself. Like, yeah, a lot of people don't understand that. But then after I've performed, like people come up to me and they say, "Oh, you were so good. I really enjoyed your performance." Which is like such a contrast, I guess, to like before I actually go on to perform.
yeah,
Yeah, so it's really interesting to see how people just like instantly change.
yeah,
Yeah. I guess we can all empathize with that.
Yeah.
It's all about attitudes and perceptions.
Mm-mm.
Building on the conversation. How have you been received, by the music industry and the performance community?
Well, I mean, I've received a lot of positive feedback, like from the audience at a lot of my gigs. Like I've been lucky enough to perform at many different types of events, like charity events, corporate functions, weddings, clubs. I've performed in Tamworth back in 2019. Um, and yeah, like I've never really had negative feedback from people in person. I guess like sometimes on social media I've gotten strange comments here and there from like just randoms who might look at some of my photos and say, "Oh, why are you looking up too much? You need to look down." And like it's kind of funny because like I'm not the best person with like when it comes to taking photos. So Yeah, like whenever my mum says, Lara, smile, like it looks a bit unnatural. Well, that's what people tell me anyway. So I guess the best way to take a photo of me is to like tell me a funny joke because then I'll actually
Yeah.
smile.
Do you, do you think you don't smile because you're nervous?
Um, I do get
And
nervous for
and
something.
being blind, I'm blind myself. Being blind, I think it's less nervousing. It's you don't get as nervous as being able to see the crowd.
So
Mm.
like I guess for me it just depends on the gig that I'm performing at.
Yeah,
Um, so like if I'm singing like at a function where there's about maybe 50 people and they're all just like chatting and having dinner and networking, then I don't really get nervous. Well, I mean, I do a little bit, but not as much as like if I'm
as
performing on TV.
as when they concentrated on you.
Yeah, like when people are quiet and I know that they're looking at me, it's just like, okay, I've really got to do well here now. Yeah.
Yeah, look, listen, I've listened to a few of your music. For those that haven't listened to Lara Nahkle sing, be sure to check her out. Truly amazing work.
Thank you.
Lara,
Yeah.
all good. Whatever pre-performance preparation did you have to do in order to be stage ready for performances like The Voice and Carols by Candlelight?
All right. So those were definitely some of my biggest performing opportunities that I've had. And like I was incredibly lucky to have been like on Carols by Candlelight, which was my most recent performance, but also to be on The Voice as well, because you know that's a big audition process. There's quite a few producer rounds before the actual auditions that you see on TV. Um, and like when I was on The Voice, I I kind of just had to prepare for that all myself because I didn't have a manager at the time. Like I had my vocal and piano coaches, and my mum was the one who actually encouraged me to audition. Like if it wasn't for her, I definitely wouldn't have even decided to do such a big thing like that because you know even though I've always loved music. You know, I've like been watching talent shows since I was really little. I didn't even see myself like going on a show like that, but I was so glad I did. Because like it just led to so many bigger and better performing experiences. But I guess to prepare for Carols by Candlelight, um, I I did my singing warm ups as always. So whenever I've got a massive event, I I learn the song weeks in advance or even months if I've got it. For carols, I only had 3 weeks notice, I guess,
No.
because it was totally unexpected. Like I just randomly got an email from Duncan, my manager, saying that I'll be on Carols, and I was like so excited. I honestly couldn't believe it. 'Cause I've been watching the show since I was little, and um, yeah, so I practiced every single day leading up to it. I had regular chats with my manager. I had a lesson with my vocal coach, even though I don't really have regular lessons with her anymore. I mainly just have a lesson or two if I'm preparing like for a major performing opportunity. So Yeah, but like even with all that preparation, I was still pretty nervous because it was the biggest crowd that I've ever performed in front of.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess being in the limelight causes you stress, anxiety, as well as,
Yeah.
being nervous. But how
Yeah.
have you managed the anxiety and stress, associated with being in the limelight, as a young vocal artist on stage and in the public eye?
Well, okay, so after I was on The Voice, for about the first 3 years, I would always have people like recognize me when I was out and about. So when I was at the shops, people would come up to me and be like, "Oh, hi, are you the girl from The Voice?" Or "Hi, are you the girl that sings?" And then I'd also have people that were like, "Oh, I know I've seen your face somewhere, like, but I'm just not exactly sure where. Could you remind me?" And so, that was all really exciting. I guess it was kind of overwhelming though to begin with because I expected like a lot of people to watch it, but I didn't think that almost every single person that I came into contact with would actually recognize me. But then, after I performed Australia Day for the ABC National Flag Raising and Citizenship Ceremony in Canberra, like a few people recognised me. I sort of thought that like it would be kind of similar to like a similar feeling to The Voice afterwards, like in terms of like people's reactions when they came up to me or whatever. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, like the same thing with carols. So like I guess the people that are close to me and the people that I told about it, they were really excited and they were like, "Oh, Lara, I watched your performance. You did really well. Blah blah blah." But then I guess because when I'm out, I don't wear makeup and I don't have my hair down like I do when I'm performing or like now, for example. People didn't actually look at me as much, I don't think. But then I don't really know exactly because, I'm blind, so I don't know if people still look at me and maybe just don't say anything. But yeah, I guess after each performing opportunity that was on TV, it's been a different experience afterwards, but definitely like The Voice was the biggest one when it came to like recognition and exposure.
Hey, Lara, me being
Yeah.
blind and people knowing me, do you ever get people randoms call out, Lara, from the window as they're driving past?
No. I've never experienced
No,
that
no,
before.
I get it all the time. They call me, they call out my name. It's this. All right, who is it, man? How am I gonna know who it is?
All good. Laura, how have you been received and supported by, your family, close friends, and the disability community in your professional journey as a performing vocal artist?
I've just been very fortunate to have been supported extremely well by my parents. Like, my mum takes days off work to come with me to events that I'm performing at, if they're during the day. So, that's just been amazing because, like, she could have just decided to, book a support worker and say, "Oh, Lara, I'm too busy today. I'm gonna go to work and you sort this out yourself." But No, like she's never done that. And she's attended a lot of my music lessons as well. So she's definitely like helped out. I mean, sometimes when I'm practicing at home and she doesn't like the sound of my singing or like how I'm playing the song, she'll come up to me and say, "Oh, Lara, can you sing that differently?" And I'm just like, "Mum, you're not my vocal coach." So yeah, sometimes like it can be a bit annoying, but I know that she only does it because she cares. Yeah, so that's been good, and also I've just been really lucky to be given the opportunity to perform at a lot of disability events. So, like for example, I performed at some of the higher up Christmas functions, and also I did a Zoom, or actually no, a couple of Zooms for them back in 2021, where they had like a different performer every week, and there was one for their AGM, I think, in December. So I performed 2 songs as part of that, and yeah, like definitely for Vision Australia, like Vision Australia has supported me so much throughout my life ever since I was like 6 years old, and Carols by Candlelight is sponsored by them, so it was just, you know, amazing to be part of such a big production, and like to say thank you to Vision Australia for all their help and support. So yeah.
Awesome. That's incredible. No, being such an amazing young artist with a number of great achievements, what would you say has been the greatest accomplishment in your onstage vocalist artistry career to date? And also, what advice would you give the other people with disabilities contemplating following in your footsteps?
All right. I don't really have one particular highlight of my performing career. I guess, you know, like I'd have to say that a lot of my recent performing experiences have been highlights.
Nice.
I guess, I mean, I can't say that one was better than the other, because like each performing experience is so different, but they're equally as important as each other. Like no 2 performances are ever the same. They're all so different, and
So Lara, what you're saying is that every performance is a learning curve.
yeah, for sure. Every performance is a learning curve, but also a way to improve like my skills and learn from it, and you know, I guess become a better performer. And I mean that in a positive way.
And do you like feedback from people?
Oh,
Or
I love getting feedback. You know, even if it's constructive criticism, like I'm definitely open to that. My vocal coach has definitely given me a lot of criticism over the years, but you know, even though sometimes it's hard to take, I have learned from it. And
so you can take criticism from your vocal coach, but not from your mum.
well, I don't know. I guess because like my mum knows me better than anyone else.
Yeah.
I mean, I do take her criticism, but it's, I don't know.
It's not professional.
Oh, no, I don't know about that, but
No, it's her. At the end, it's her ears are the ones that hear it.
yeah, that's
And
true. That's true.
she probably wants to improve on the sound and thinking if you sing it this way, it'll probably sound better.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just that sometimes it's like harder to listen to your parents than anyone else. Even though she's the one that really encouraged me to do music in the first place. But anyway, and to answer the rest of the question about how, like, what
advice would you give?
Advice for people with disabilities? Well, I would say, like, definitely don't let your disability hold you back from anything. I mean, like, although there might be roadblocks in the way, you know, challenges that might seem impossible to achieve. Like, if you want to do something, just do it. Like, don't even listen to what other people say, or the advice that they give you. Like, if you don't think it's really benefiting you, you know, just keep a positive mindset, as hard as it might be sometimes. Stay strong, believe in yourself, and never give up hope. And, like, you know, advocate for your needs if you ever, like, if you're not happy with anything. I know I've had to advocate quite a bit for myself, not really with performing, but with other aspects of my life. So, yeah, like, just be yourself and be confident.
Lara, with advocation, me being with vision impairment also, a lot of people tell you that you can't do something.
Yeah.
But if you believe you can do it, try it.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna get injured or anything like that, nothing gonna be detrimental to your health. Don't listen to it. Try it.
Yeah, exactly. And even if
course.
it means that you need to find other ways of doing, like, things that your friends do that don't have any sort of a disability, you know, there's ways of doing everything. So just don't give up and keep trying.
Of course. Very wise words, Lara. Look, before we do end on a note, Lara, for our viewers out there as well as for us here on CripChat, would you mind giving us a mini musical piece from one of your amazing work?
Oh, I'd love to. So I can either sing something or sing and play.
Awesome. Now I'll see what you have.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
How exciting. Nice.
This song, setting up. This is an original that I co-wrote a couple of years ago, and it's about having challenges, but just doing your best and never giving up. And I guess it's partly about, you know, my story as someone who's completely blind, but it can be relevant to everyone, really. And the song actually hasn't been released yet, but it's called Get To Me. So,
nice.
Yeah, hope you like it. Yesterday was heavy, but I won't carry it around. I'm at the bottom of the highest mountain. I'll climb it somehow. Find the hope in hopelessness and follow its lead. Those dark clouds passing over, I'll wait till they leave. No holding on to what you think of me. No holding on to what you want me to be. There will be no impossibility. Won't
Wow, that's so incredible.
Thank you.
And you composed that all by yourself?
No, it wasn't actually by myself. I co-wrote that song
Nice.
with my vocal and piano coaches.
Awesome.
Yeah, it hasn't been recorded yet, so that's why it hasn't been released. But I'll definitely let you know when it does get released.
For sure. Thank you very much, Lara. Thank you very much, Lara. And
that's okay.
pleasure meeting you. I hope we do more interviews within the future.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, it was such an honor to, hear your amazing work, and look, for all the viewers out there, be sure to check out Lara Nahkle. You're happy to share your socials around now?
Oh, of course. Look me up on Facebook and Instagram at Lara Nahkle Music. So it's Lara Nakhle Music. And on YouTube, just search Lara Nahkle.
Thank you very much, Lara. It's been awesome having you. And for the viewers out there, you've been watching CripChat, your weekly podcast on everything disability. Goodbye for now.